summer rain on the window.
About a year ago, I got a flight alert that said tickets from Seattle to Paris were $360 per person. This is a lot cheaper than usual, so you know I had to book those tickets. And about a year later, we found ourselves in SeaTac on the way to Paris. It was about a day's worth of travel, and we made it to Paris. We took the train from the airport to our hotel, which had a lovely balcony view. We stayed at Hotel Beige, which was super cute, but their Wi-Fi was trash. Couldn't really sleep too much last night, so just woke up early and got ready. Here's a little hotel room tour in the daytime. This is our bed. And then on the other side of the room, we have this desk, which I used to put on my makeup this morning. Wardrobe. And then outside balcony. We left the hotel by 8 a.m. We went to the pharmacy to get our COVID sanitary passes made. This is required if you want to do any indoor dining or activities in France. It requires you to be triple vaccinated. Then we got a proper brunch at Cozy Canapé, which was near our hotel. Then we walked around for the rest of the day. We walked by the Opera House, which was closed, but we came back later. I know quite a lot of people talk about how they visit Paris and they're extremely disappointed by it, but honestly, it was everything that I thought it'd be. I think a big part of that too is coming from a city like Seattle where, you know, it has its issues, but in general, it's just like any other major city. The difference is that Paris, the architecture is so much nicer. And coming from someone who was an interior designer and studied architecture, just walking around and looking at buildings was a major highlight. We visited in March, so it was a little gloomy, but it was nice because it wasn't really crowded. We walked around the area of the Louvre, but we didn't go inside. I know that it takes a lot of time to go through all the lines of the exhibits, and there were other things we wanted to do. One thing I was really bummed about was we did have plans to see Versailles, but last minute they decided to host the EU, so we definitely have to come back to Paris someday. From the Louvre area, we walked down to the Luxembourg Gardens, which is a nice open space, and then we went back to the Opera House and did a self-guided tour, which I highly recommend. As someone who studied architecture and read about places like these, it was really cool to finally see it in person and really look at all the details that went into making all these old places. So, barely got any sleep. We walked around a lot, 5 miles or something. And now we have a dinner reservation. So I'm getting ready for that. Just like recurling some of pieces of my hair. And then tomorrow we will be going to the airport. We're gonna go to Nice and meet one of my best friends there. And we're gonna kind of just go around the coast. Yeah, I'm excited. Anyway, I'm a little bit ready now. The place we had dinner was above a train station, and again, it had beautiful ceiling details, and the food was bomb. It was traditional French food. We got this souffle and ice cream for dessert, and I gotta say, I love souffle, but the cilantro ice cream was not it. With 10 days in France, I knew we had time to do a detour trip somewhere else. I originally considered Italy, but I thought it would be nice to see more of one country instead of hopping around. So we went to Nice with the plan of touring around southern France.
Okay. How long was your flight? We just arrived. We're on Airbnb. I'm feeling very tired. Running on 5 hours of sleep, 2 nights in a row. Okay. This is our place. I'm not gonna get up because I'm lazy.
We met up with Kim and her husband Mark. I've known Kim since high school and they live in Germany now, so it was really awesome traveling with them because we always just travel by ourselves.
Can I get a bonjour?
Bonjour, enchanté.
Enchanté. What do you think of the statue? 2 out of 10 in volume.
Out of all the cities that we visited on our southern France tour, some people said that Nice was their least favorite, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Your laugh is contagious, never ages, always seems to make my day. Conversations in my head got me conflicted with what you said. I tend to second guess myself, like too much, 'cause I think that I've been falling.
Again, we visited in the off season, so it wasn't as warm and crowded as it usually would be, but I thought it was kind of nice because I don't like really being in hot and crowded places to begin with. The weather was actually very similar to Seattle, maybe even a little bit warmer and sunnier, so it was great to us.
I don't know if this is love or just a phase.
I'm pretty sure we walked the entirety of Old Town, and we eventually found our way walking uphill to what they call the Castle on Hill. It has a really nice view of the city, which you can see is full of red roofs, and we saw the water. It was a little bit gloomy this time, but it was cool seeing all the sunbeams and the airplanes take off.
Ever since that day out in the park, and I don't know if this is love, but maybe this could be the stars.
Eventually, we made our way back to our Airbnb, chilled for a little bit, and then went out to meet a friend for dinner. This is someone who Kim knows that lives in the area, so it's pretty nice to have someone local to give us recommendations and to speak to the waitstaff in French for us. It started to rain at night, but this dinner was so good, and it had like several courses, and it was only €20 per person. So everyone else went off for a drink afterwards, but I had to head to the Airbnb because I had a call in Pacific Standard Time with a potential new job. More on that later. But anyway, we went to bed that night and woke up a little bit later than usual the next day and started to pack up because we were going to head to our next stop. Good morning. We are getting breakfast now, and then we're gonna head off to the next town. Places don't really serve actual breakfast in France. It's really just, pastries and coffee. So we went to this place. We saw that they had crepes, which we were excited about, but then realized it was just like 80% Nutella and 20% crepe. Like, we swear there is some kind of Nutella mafia in France, because anytime you order something with Nutella, they just give you so much Nutella. It's insane. But yeah, we headed to Saint Tropez. The car ride was pretty easy. There were a few tolls on the way there, but everything took tap to pay, so it wasn't a struggle at all. We wound up at our hotel, Le Moulage. It was pretty close to the main city area. You could tell that it would be really cute if it were sunny outside, but unfortunately we didn't have that weather. apparently things also get super expensive here, so it might have been for the best anyway. The hotel people were saying that in the summer there are thousands more people that come to this small town, which is hard to imagine. There are also these orange trees around the property. This region in France is known for their citrus fruit, and these little oranges are so cute.
Whoa, the water's so clear.
The walk from the hotel to the town area was only about 15 minutes. So the first thing we did was scope out a place to eat. There were only a few cafes along the water, so we found one that was still open and got some appetizers and entrees. Can't forget dessert. We spent the rest of the day walking around Saint Tropez, admiring these huge ass yachts. I noticed there was a lot of an older population here. I've been hearing that they're trying to make it more of a retirement age area. Spent the rest of the day walking around, looking at doggies and animals, and of course we had to make our way up to the hill, and this is the citadelle in Saint Tropez. It was actually used to fend from the Spanish. Apparently a lot of people tried to attack Saint Tropez, so we saw a lot of cannons and just I think this was built in the 1500s. And it was perfect timing that we came up here because the sun started to come out and we started to see the blues in the water and the sky, and the sun rays, it's so nice. Saint Tropez also had all of these palm trees, which made it feel super exotic for some reason. This is us walking into the citadelle, so I just imagine people just fending this place back in the day. There was a museum in there where you could see kind of all of the ships and learn about, the history of the area. There were also peacocks and this really cute cat there. We decided to walk back down. We weren't really hungry yet, so we decided to sit by the water and order a cappuccino and crepes. Obviously learned our lesson and did not order Nutella crepe. Walked around a bit more to find some drinks, so we wound up at this place called, La Renaissance, and it was good. We really liked that place, but for some reason we were like, okay, let's find somewhere else for dinner. We walked around for about 30 minutes and couldn't find anything, so we just wound up back at the same place for dinner, but it was really good.
It's like wine, like grapes. It's a blend between 10 and 70 herbs, flowers, and roots, infused into a high-proof alcohol and sweetened with sugar syrup. So basically,
so we did a lot of walking around in Saint Tropez. Basically, It's kind of the off season, so a lot of things are closed and not as like I guess crazy as it would usually be. But it was really nice. Now we're both in our individual rooms. Chris is watching Love is Blind, about to take a shower. Tomorrow we're heading out to Monaco and Menton. And the day after that is the last day. We'll be heading back to Paris, and that's where we'll be spending the rest of our time. So yeah. This is Chris brushing his teeth.
Music, but in the end, decided to part ways.
The next morning we got up and decided to head out to the next stop. We were supposed to go to Monaco and Menton, but something happened, which you'll find out about next time on our next vlog.
I'm sick of daydreaming, I just want the feeling.